Hello everybody and welcome into another video on the channel where today I gotta talk about some of the games I played at the Mix Summer Games Showcase in-person event. Wow, that's a mouthful. But if you did miss out on the Summer Game Showcase, that is on YouTube on the Mix's YouTube channel. Go check it out. I'll put it in the link below. It's a 2-hour showcase, game trailers and demos and talking with the developers a little bit about what they're making. All indie devs, so small scale games, small quote, depends on what they're making. But yeah, if you're into those, usually cheaper games too, check it out for sure. But there's a lot of games a part of that showcase. I am going to be talking about 10 games that I went hands-on with at the Mix Game Showcase down in LA. So let's get to it. Oh, but first, hey, there we go. Now it's like I'm there again. Anyways, so these games are in no particular order except vibes. I think going through, I would select games based off of this is heavy action, now let's go a little more chill vibe, then a simulation game, back to a more action game. So that's all. Other than that, it's not like rated 1 through 10. The game I'm looking most forward to, words. It's not sorted in any way, except the last one. The last game we're going to talk about is the one I am looking forward to because there's just some cool stories behind it. But other than that, it's just on vibes. So without further ado, let us get into the 10 games that you need to look out for from the Mix Summer Game Showcase. First game here is Neighborhoods. Neighborhoods is a cozy city sim where you shape streets to help people thrive, gather, and develop strong opinions about a particular bench. We're reimagining the city builder as a city fixer. That is read from their Steam description. It is developed and published by Eline Media. This game caught my attention instantly with the art style, this claymation, artsy, goofy, not straight realism, but they're still people, they're claymation. It caught my attention. It's really eye-catching. And talking with the developers, they're still working on it, but they want the art to convey what's going on in the game. So if your civilians, your citizens aren't happy in the building, you're going to be able to look through the windows and see that they're not happy. They might be stressed out or angry. They might be all red running around. If they don't have power, you won't see power inside them. So the art is still being worked on, and there's some really cool directions they are hopefully going to be able to go into as they get to early access later in the year. Another thing about this game is I love City Skylines 1 and 2. If it worked on Game Pass, City Skylines 2, looking at you, doesn't work on my PC Game Pass. What is going on? Well, I am in the market for a city builder. But what is cool, another thing that's cool about this game specifically is that they're reimagining the city builder as a city fixer, as opposed to just expanding and building and getting more citizens and more industries and more money. You actually have to care about the people in the city and in the building and what their needs are. One tree will help that one section of the sidewalk be cooler, but if the whole sidewalk isn't covered, they're not going to be too happy, right? You need shade on sidewalks. So stuff like that. It's not just throw it down and it's going to automate and populate the world for you. There is that second level of you need to put down services, benches, just utilities for your civilians or citizens. So Neighborhoods will be available on Steam. No release date just yet, but they are intending to release into early access. So head over to Steam, join the wait list, join the wish list, sign up for the playtest or the early access, which will eventually come out. Don't miss this game. The next game I went hands-on with was Gunstoppable. Developed and published by Cage Studios, which is a solo developer. Talk to him. This is a momentum-fueled roguelite FPS where speed is damage. Dual-wield overpowered weapon combos and bend time to obliterate hordes of robots and billionaire bosses. This game, watching it, reminded me a little bit of Sunset Overdrive with the grinding on rails and building up a combo meter. In this game, you're not building up a combo. The whole point is to move as fast as you can. And the faster you go, it's going to up your fire rate and your reload speed as opposed to damage. The developer said that felt better, actually, to get more bullets off and to reload faster. So you're doing more damage faster as opposed to just one bullet doing more damage, right? I love that its decision, it feels really good. When I was talking to him, and whenever I play games that give you that option to reload faster or shoot a gun faster, right, have a fire rate increase, I do those. Most games have the faster reload speed. I love it, being able to empty your clip and just boom. Outlaw and Destiny, that perk, if you played that, beautiful. Love that one. Not the best, but does it feel good just to pop precision hits and then reload in like a second? Yeah. So this game is about that. The faster you move, the more you're moving around, you're going to be doing more damage because of your speed. Your gun's going to fire faster, reload faster. Very, very fun game. Check it out. Again, a solo developer. He's been making games since he was a kid, and it's just, that blows my mind thinking about every aspect of a game and what they need to do. And he's actively play testing it at these events, so it's just really, really cool. Go support it, especially if you like fast-paced FPS games, roguelike games. Like, this is all of that combined into a thing. If you played Neon White, Sunset Overdrive, those type of movement games, I think you're gonna really, really dig what Gunstoppable is doing. So check it out. Right now, it's probably it's coming out only for Steam, but again, it's still early access, so who knows? If it gets enough support, might jump to consoles. You're gonna want to grab your chopsticks for this next one because it's all about sushi. It is Wabisabi Sushi Derby. This game has adorable sushi that race at full speed in a training/racing game. Become a sushi chef, craft unique toppings, and enter your trained sushi into races. Don't forget to cheer on your sushi during the race, win the prestigious S1 Cup Championship, and become a top-tier sushi chef. The game is developed by Itame Studio and published by Kodashan. This game, cute, fun, really cool. You're able to do some really cool things with the different shrimp abilities, sushi abilities. If you do a shrimp, if that's one of your toppings, your ingredients in your sushi, you're able to do an ability where you use the shrimp tail to slap either chopsticks away as you're racing trying to grab you, or you can slap other sushi in the race with you, knocking them back a little bit too, or potentially causing them to get hit by the chopstick, picking everyone up. So it's a very cute game. Give it a try. Coming out on Steam and Switch 2 very soon, July 15th, 2026. Our next game up is called Hoa 2, sequel to the first game. That's how sequels work. This game will transport you to a beautiful world, explore, interact with nature, solve puzzles, and seek to bring life back to a special friend. Developed by Scrollcat Studio and published by PM Studios, this game is incredibly cozy, cute, and simple in the best ways. It's a puzzle game where you're trying to get through area to area, ultimately bringing life back to an old friend. But the mechanics, very quickly, I was thinking about how this could be a game that I can play with my 2.5-year-old daughter earlier or sooner rather than later. So the mechanics, what I mean by they're simple, that's what I mean. It kind of, games often, we forget that people have to learn how to play a game, and just because maybe you're watching this, you probably play a game, or maybe you don't. Maybe you don't understand that pressing A will jump, RT will probably, or that right trigger will probably be shooting if it's a gun game, or driving is probably going to accelerate, right? There are things that are just innate, and not everything teaches you anymore, right? So having games that are simple in mechanics is really important, beyond just people's interest and skill level, but in teaching people how to play games. And I think this game falls into that category. One thing, it's adorable. It's the art style is attention grabby. It's the controls are not crazy. You're pretty much doing whatever that puzzle you're doing is, jump, float, and that, at least at the beginning, that's all it was, and in the best way. So very much looking forward to that for this game. Again, and it's also just the intention behind this game and the story behind it is just, if I'm remembering the culture right, I believe they're a Vietnamese studio, and that is part of what's in this game, that culture, not so much it saying, hey, the game isn't about being Vietnamese in any way. It just is innately a part of that experience, and that's where the developer's from, and they use the importance of nature in that culture is present in this game for sure. So that was a really cool thing to kind of hear about and talk to the PR director about there. So definitely keep an eye out for Hoa 2. The next game is Erosion. Your daughter's been kidnapped. Every death cost you a decade. Explore a rogue-like open world where your actions reshape the timeline. Join a cult, steal a ride, gamble cheddar, collect 100 plus weapons and abilities, demolish destructible voxel dungeons, and with the question looming, can you save her before time steals her away? This game is developed by Plot Twist and published by Lyrical Games. Ooh, baby. This game, the art catches my attention. We don't get a ton of voxel games, and I did like a week of messing with voxel art, so this instantly got my attention when I saw it because it's impressive as hell. Doing very little voxel work, being like, dude, you could really do a lot with voxels. It's really cool. And that's like the pixelated, boxy stuff. So if you're looking at the art, that's voxels. Going hands-on with this game, the developers, as I was playing it, said, oh, so I could tell you were playing a lot of Hades. You played a lot of Hades. You want to use that other stick. So this is a twin stick shooter. I was not doing that, but you got to aim your weapons. And once that clicked, this game fucking rocked. This game feels really, really good. The different weapon abilities, the way they build upon each other, the dodge and the world itself feels really good to move around in the combat scene. And picking it up, not knowing what I was doing, pretty much figured it out. Once I figured out you got to aim, once the developer reminded me that, it got a lot easier. They loaded me up on a later full kitted out build, and that felt real nice. Seeing what the abilities can do and what they can be, and there's 100 plus weapons and abilities, so there's a lot of stuff going on, especially once you get into it. The story being, you're trying to find your daughter. She got taken away into a pillar, but if you die 3 times, I think it is, it might just have been for the playtest, but I think that's just what it's going to be in general. If you die 3 times, time moves forward 10 years, your daughter ages 10 years, and the world itself changes. So there's a chicken cult in the first time zone you're in, and you can choose to help them or destroy them. And based on what you choose, that's going to change the world going forward. So if you jump forward 10 years in time, you help the chicken cult, everything's chicken cult. You destroy them, it's barren, you don't do anything, the world will react to that as well. Potentially they're both gone because they destroyed each other or something like that. You're going to be able to see in the menus those choices and how they change things, and go back and change some of those things to see like, oh, this messed up the cult here, the chicken cult. I'm gonna go back and actually change it all there. So really time systems they're touching on. They want you to be able to actually go back and see a decision and be able to change it. So it's gonna be a little complex in that, but the core mechanics, the gameplay, the art, really top notch. Keep your eyes on this game, Erosion. Really good. We got a play test out soon, or out now. Let me see. Coming soon. So you can sign up on Steam right now for that play test. It's going to be the play test that they showed off at this showcase. Oh, June 23rd. There it is. Scroll down far enough on Steam to see. June 23rd is their play test. So if you want to get in on that, go to Steam right now and sign up. It is a blast to play. Will it be another Hades like? Will it be that big? I don't know. If the story gets there, it totally could be. And if the abilities are rounded out enough, really good. This is one of the top games of the show, of the weekend for me. Being able to go hands-on with it was really cool. I've already saw it once and it piqued my attention. I think it was at an Xbox show, but getting hands-on, ooh, this one's going to be really cool. So keep your eyes out for Erosion. Switching it back into a more calm, puzzly gear, we have another game called Mirria, an atmospheric, casual puzzle game where players navigate a strange, cryptic world that blurs the line between dream and reality. Using inspection and memory, uncover hidden anomalies between mirrored worlds. The whole idea behind this game is you are solving puzzles based on the reflection you are seeing. So if you are reflecting and you see a house on a lake over water, you're looking at the reflection in the water because you want to copy the reflection in the water on the image above, right? So if you're looking at the cabin above water and the light inside the cabin is on, but the light inside of reflection is off, you want to click the light in the cabin to turn it off. So you're matching whatever that reflection is in the water. It's a lot of spinning the camera around, a lot of angles, but it's just a simple, cool vibe. And when you think about reflections and how that works, there's just something I think, smart and unique about potentially what they can do with the mechanics later on. I think the first 2 missions I played there were straightforward, but they expanded upon itself really good, and I was like, oh, I see where this is going. Or maybe 3 missions. I liked what was going on. It wasn't just click the light, turn the light on, and that's it. It was, oh, the door's open, so you have to open the door. Oh, the blinds are half shut, so you have to click the blinds to do that. So I can only imagine where that expands upon. And it's a simple puzzler where you can just put on a podcast, just listen to the soundtrack in the game, or put on an album, just chill and hang out and vibe and solve puzzles. So if you're into puzzles, don't miss out on this one. This is developed by Carl Burton, published by McGrathie. Really cool game, really simple, and I love that. Simple, quick, nice, maybe not quick, but nice, casual, that's a better way for quick. Nice, casual puzzle game, and that is Mirria. All right, we got a couple more here. Next up, I got a game, a Souls-like. You can't have a showcase without a Souls-like. And this game is called DeadRoot, developed and published by Finnish Lines Game. DeadRoot is a barbaric medieval action adventure set in a bug-sized world of underground dungeons and towering ruins. Splatter bug guts and slay colossal bosses as Kit, a lone snail warrior who must draw his sword against overwhelming odds. Snail with a shell, he blocks with a shell. It's very similar to feeling right away. It's very similar and reminds me of another Crab's Treasure, where that game you're a crab and you collect trash as your shell, and each trash that you put on your back will have different stats and abilities based on what they are or whatnot. This one's a little different. You're just a snail and his shell is the block mechanic there. Really beautiful art style. Playing the first level, it's hard. I just wasn't in the mood to play a Souls-like in a busy room with a bunch of people, it being really loud. Megaran was rapping Sephiroth. Literally, I'm here playing the game, right? And then I'm looking right there over the monitor, and and it's just Megaran rapping a song of freestyling. I probably could look up and see if he has a song Sephiroth, but he got the crowd to go Sephiroth, and he like freestyled over it. So why I played DeadRoot. What is life? Anyways, this game, good. Wasn't in the mood to play it, but I could tell if you were, it was a good enough quality, right? Like, you know. But especially if you checked out another Crab's Treasure, give this one a look. This is DeadRoot, not out on Steam, but going to be out on Steam and some other stuff. Let me look for a date. This is the one I didn't pull. No date yet, but keep an eye out, wishlist it. All right, this next one is kind of an odd one, but I saw this there and the name alone got my attention because I love Starfield shipbuilding. This game is called ShipShaper. ShipShaper is a creative game about the simple joy of designing ships. Nothing more, nothing less. And right there, that's all it is. You're just designing ships, nautical engines, some with sails, whatever you want. It's really simple, really cool. It was fun to mess around with the game and be like, oh, there's a lot to this, and it kind of just starts to work and you just kind of mess with it. It reminds me of Tiny Glade in that regard of there's a lot you can do, and once you just kind of mess with it and figure out how to manipulate it, there's a lot of more than you think you can do in that game. I think this is going to be ShipShaper. What really got me intrigued with this game is what they allow you to do with the ships you create. So there's a game, this game is developed by Thomas Sala and published by Wired Production. Thomas Sala, creator of the Falconeer games and the Falconeer Bulwark. You're able to make a ship in the ShipShaper game, export it to Bulwark, and drive it around in that game, right? That's pretty cool, right? He's making the ship builder thing, ShipShaper, and then you're able to put it into his game. What a cool thing. But you're also able to 3D print it yourself. You're able to download the schematics, send them off to someone with a 3D printer, and 3D print your own ship that you just built in this thing, which is cool. But not only that, they go all the way with this. You're able to use your ship, your creation in this ShipShaper game. You're able to use it in your own game with a free commercial license. So you're a little developer and you're like, I like boats, but I can't figure it out. Go here, make a boat, put it in your game. Like, you don't see a lot of this. Does another game do this? Does another creative do this where they let you export stuff and use it, the asset in your game too, free commercial license? So really, really fascinating. That's why I wanted to call it out. I started to feel myself get into the flow of designing ships, and I was like, hell yeah. And knowing what you can do with it is just, that's wild and really cool. So I thought it was worth calling out for that reason alone. But that is ShipShaper. It's on Steam right now. It's going to be on Steam. I gotta choose my words. Going to be on Steam coming soon. The demo is out now if you would like to do that. You could also check out the Falconeer Chronicles from them as well if you want. Next up, this one I did not think I was going to enjoy, but I was having a blast with it, laughing and just kind of giggling the whole time while playing this. And that was Victor's Video Vault. It's 1995. I'm just born. I'm a little baby, fresh out. It's 1995. The video store is alive. When the last customer leaves, the final rental rewrites reality. Developed and published by Stingbot Games. Victor's Video Vault is a horror game. You work in a video store. You gotta restock the thing, do a couple objectives. Then when that last customer leaves, they're renting a movie. And whatever that movie is, it's gonna turn that store into that thing. So the demo I played, you clicked on it, they rented the lagoon. Guess what happened? The store flooded and you had to do some things to solve it. Goofy, silly, pretty straightforward. I really like the premise of it. Something's gonna happen every night and it's based off the movie, the horror movie that they're renting. And obviously there's not licensed things. There's movies that hint, obviously they're kind of cheeky with it a little bit, but you think about like where that concept, where it could go, it's a really, really strong concept. So if you're into these horror games, if you're into that genre, this is I think definitely something to check out. And like I said, I was playing it and I was just kind of having fun and laughing with it and just like, oh no, like I'm being chased. Like, it wasn't horror to the point where you're like, and like screaming your ass off and it's terrifying. Maybe I was in a public setting, so that's why. But it was fun. It was a good time. Cute little graphics. So don't overlook this. And like if you grew up going to Blockbuster, man, there's nothing better than a video store, I think. So check out Victor's Video Vault. And now our final game that I'm going to talk about today is one of the top ones of the show. This game and Erosion are probably my top two coming out of it. They just have stuck with me for different reasons. And this one really, really got me. And something I'm very excited to share. And I hope other people can connect with it and at least give it a shot once it comes out. But I bet you're going to see, once we talk about it, what it is. So without further ado, Dancing with Ghost.
Oh my gosh, you're...
Oh, no way. You can see me.
You're
A ghost. Yeah, that's not a bad word, you know.
What should I call you? What's your name?
I don't remember. I can't really remember much of anything.
Well, I'm sure we'll figure it out.
How would you like to help me pound this green papaya?
Of course.
I have a lot of dough here that needs kneading. You feel like helping?
No problem.
I could feel it, like warm energy. So weird, but not bad. There's something I want to show you. Okay, watch this.
Well, at least I can bring some fish home.
Whoa,
When I'm inside, I can hear people's thoughts and feel their feelings. And helping others is always good, right?
I think I might be crazy. Sometimes I feel like I'm not really here. I just want to disappear.
You're not gonna let me be alone again, right?
You're not going to lose me. You're the sweetest, nicest ghost ever. Do you like dancing? I don't know if I can, but I feel like I should try. For my mom. Can you see my parents? I mean, meeting you makes me wonder.
Don't worry, Mai. Me and you are gonna figure this all out, and maybe we'll find a way to reach your mom and dad.
Dancing with Ghost is a cozy, wholesome narrative about a young teen girl who befriends a ghost that only she can see. I wonder why. Weighed down by the death of her parents, the girl finds healing through friendship, dance, and helping others. Created to share the message of joy and appreciation for the gift of life. This is developed and published by Human Nature Studios, and I had the opportunity to talk to the developer Greg and meet his wife. They're mostly the two people working on it, with some extra help and some friends and whatnot. Their PR person has helped marketing it for free because they believe in the game so much, which, you know, sorry if I'm not supposed to say that, but like, it's really, I think it helps the game a lot. I started playing this game before talking to them at the demo kiosk thing, and right away there was something charming about the narrative and the story in the game. It reminds me of an old school point and click where you don't actually have to point though, you like drag your mouse to one side and the person walks and you go to the side. Like, reminds me of some old school computer games that I just haven't played with you know, in years. So that reminded me of that too. There's fun dancing segments where you have to move the mouse to either side of the screen, and you're kind of not supposed to be good at it for story reasons too, so don't want to, we'll get into that, you'll see that. But it gets kind of like a lot, and I think that's well done with what the story in the game is doing. But I came out of playing the game being like, this is really cute, really fun, and I want to know more about it. And after talking to developers and learning kind of the story and history of the game, wow, it's even more special and meaningful than I realized. But you get that almost right away. Now, this game was made by an indie developer who's been doing this for 40 plus years. His name is Greg Johnson. Done games such as Toe Jam and Earl, Starflight, Camino Cats, Doki Doki Universe, some Disney Kids music show called Choo Choo Soul that he created. So it's been around doing some stuff. Made some games, been doing it for a while. But after, so they were making this game, and then they were making a game, and then a lot of stuff happened in their life that really defined what this game is and where it's going, and refocused it, right? So I want to read from their blog here, because I think it puts it into his words. This is Greg's post about it all. But let me just read this. You kind of get the scope of what this game is, also what it is for these people who are making it. So from Greg, after living through a series of very difficult things in the last few years, the story of Dancing with Ghost and gameplay sort of emerged in my psyche, almost on its own. Partly, this game was a necessary outlet for me as I processed and tried to deal with the death of my daughter, the loss of my home in the Maui fire, a narrow escape from death, the unexpected death of my father, and the tragedy of my wife's father losing half of his brain to a stroke, all within a couple of years. Continuing on, Dancing with Ghosts is the expression of the affirming life lessons that allowed me to find my way through these things. My hope is that by sharing it, it will resonate with others and offer them strength and an appreciation for how very precious every moment of life is. Sharing the story behind this game means opening up my life and sharing some personal details like these, so you will understand what it all means. Of course, at the end of the day, my goal is to make a game that is charming, joyful, and funny, and has compelling characters and story, as well as one that has poignant moments throughout, or thought-provoking messages and original play. If you've followed our channel and you know our podcast, you might have heard us talk about And Roger. Like it echoes a lot of that, even something like South of Midnight or God of War Valhalla. Games are art, and art has the ability to invoke emotion, good, bad, positive, negative, wanted and unwanted. And games have this unique ability to not just show you art and show you emotion and so show off someone's emotion or someone's art, like through their game, right? It also allows us as gamers to experience something and live it. And Roger is it's a visual novel, but it really puts you in the shoes of a experience that I haven't had to live. And I don't want to say hopefully not, because life is life. I don't want to regret or hope for anything. I just want to live it. But these games, they just being able to experience something and get that empathy, to see it from a different side of view, is so important. And I think oftentimes it could be like a big thing, right? Like big experiences that we need to talk about, big cultural thing, but it also can be small moments like dealing with the death of your daughter, the loss of a home in the fires in Hawaii a couple of years ago. Like, there's so much within that, and to put that into a game and to be so open about it is really awesome. It's really human. It's what we should be striving to do. Something AI can't do. AI can't lose their daughter. They could just pretend. It's something that is obviously stuck to me. Hearing his side of the story and all that stuff after playing the game and the parts that I did play was like, oh, I started connecting dots of themes and story that was just in the first couple chapters I played. And yeah, so this thing was on Kickstarter. It got fully funded. They're working on it, so I don't think there's a
Oh my gosh, you're.
Oh, no way.
sorry, video started playing. There's not a date as of yet, but I do think sooner than later, especially now that they're funded and showing it off. I think it's a fun, very cute, fun game. Another game that I could play with my daughter for sure, especially to approach those tough conversations about death. The main character in this game is a girl who lost her parents, so there's no, and knowing the background of the developers, it's a theme and they're going to talk about it, and I think that's really, really cool. So this one, like I said, stuck out to me, stayed with me. They had some awesome, they had a really cool, oh no, I don't have the thing, but I do have this video. It's they handcrafted the village in these dioramas that they had out there, and I think the wife, his wife, Greg's wife, did them all, and that's just, they're beautiful, they're stunning, they're very detailed. Zoom in if you can on the video, but there's a lot of passion behind this game, and I think that was seen in the gameplay, in the marketing materials, in that side of stuff, but also in the conversations with the developers. You saw their passion in there, just heart. You saw their heart with this game. So I'm hoping it's fun, finds enough people. I'm gonna be playing it when it's out. I'm gonna keep an eye on it because I'm falling in love with games like this. This is games that are doing more than just being entertainment while also being entertainment. I think I'm falling in love with games with purpose, games with intention. Not saying all games don't have intention, not saying they're, but I hope you understand what I'm saying with this and what sets this game apart. That's Dancing with Ghost. And that is gonna do it for the games that I went hands-on with and played at the Mix Summer Game Showcase. There was a couple others that I did go hands-on with, but I didn't have, or I watched people play that I piqued my interest, but I just didn't enjoy it enough. It wasn't my game, or I just don't have enough to say. But I do want to read some of them off. Ball and Gun, that is out now. That's a game where you shoot a basketball, and you gun zombies down. It's a ball and a gun game. It was fun to play, so check that out on Steam if you want. Kid Bash Super Legend. I know I watched that trailer. That one was visually looks really, really good. Watching people play it. Polyfighter, I know, is another fighting game coming out. It's a roguelike fighting game where every time you beat someone, you will take on one of the skills or one of the abilities that they have, so you can kind of build your own fighter and stuff like that. Watch some of it, didn't get to go hands-on, but I like the idea of having different abilities every time and potentially being a way to learn fighting games and learn different moves and different abilities. If you're doing a run and you're like, oh man, I have to do this pick build, I don't know if that's how it's gonna be, and so that's what you do. So a very interesting concept there. That's Polyfighter, so check that out too. And then let me see, I think that was it. Yeah, I think those are the last two there that I wanted to mention. Yeah, oh, Hella of Mice and Magic, the multiplayer mice game. That looked cool. 3D adventure where you're just running around as mice doing random things. But that one, every time I looked over, that had people playing it, so I never didn't get the opportunity to play it. So is it good? It had enough, good enough to get people to play it the whole night. But now that is going to do it, wrapping up my time, my conversation, my oversights on some of the games at the Mixed Summer Game Showcase. I feel like I'm saying the word games so much. It's Game Fest season, baby. Summer Game Fest E3, it's here. So this was just one showcase of the week, the past week that we talked about. We did Summer Game Fest reacts coming up. We have Xbox full reaction and full breakdown of their showcase up on the download queue. I'm gonna link this over there, so this video will be attached to it as well, since we went as part of our little podcast. So really awesome. So again, thank you to the Mixed Media Indie Exchange for the opportunity to go to this. Sometimes I think we are small and aren't doing anything, but we're getting there. We're getting there, and I hope the way we're doing it and how we talk about stuff, at least how I talk about, I'm gonna speak for myself here. I hope how I talk about stuff is resonating, but just want to find cool games, be positive about them. If it ain't for me, I ain't gonna shit on it unless it's killing Destiny. Just kidding, I love Marathon, that's why I could say that. But yeah, it's just developers make a game with a scope in mind, and sometimes budget affects that, and a lot of times gamers are shitting on it and talking bad about a game because it's not what the gamer wanted, and it was never what the developer was going to make. That's not always the case. It's not always that black and white, but it's around a lot. And it's, you know, if they're not making a ball, don't be mad that the square doesn't roll. Like, it's like stuff like that. Marathon wasn't Destiny. I'm on a tangent now. I'm gonna stop. Thank you all for checking out this video. There'll be more coming up on the channel. I'm gonna be reaching out to some of these studios. Hope to talk to Greg from Dancing with Ghost to get him on to talk about that experience of making the game, as well as maybe Erosion and some of the people, and Gunstoppable. That would be cool as well. So I'm gonna reach out, gonna see, hopefully do some developer interviews, because like I said, coolest thing is talking to people making the games and asking them why, asking them what is this, saying, hey, pitch this to me. Like, it's been really, really cool. So again, shout out to that. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, stay in the know on the channel. Gonna be doing more, so we got some cool things coming up, but that's gonna do it for this video all about the Mixed Game Summer Game Showcase. With that, I'm gonna sign off. Until next time, be nice, be kind to everyone and yourself. Why did my eyes do that?